Hello, music lovers. Roger Bowie here from music.net.nz. Tonight, I'm rapping with Adam Hattaway and Elmore Jones from the Haunters. And Adam and the Haunters are about to release their fifth album, Bug Eyes, this Friday. They also start their tour the very same day. How was it, Adam? All right?
Yeah, it's great. We're in Elmore Jones's sister's conservatory right now with her new dog.
Well, I was going to ask you, where are you guys?
We're in Elmore Jones's sister's conservatory in Christchurch, and but we're going to be zooming on up to Auckland tomorrow, and on Friday we're going to be doing the album release, which we are very excited about.
The last time I was at Elmore Jones's sister's conservatory, there wasn't a Weber sitting there.
Oh, you know, she's moving up in the world.
Oh, come on, where are you really? Where are you really, guys?
All right,
where's you really been?
It's out the bag. We're in Auckland.
There we are. So you're at Auckland. Oh. And you're drinking my beer.
Well, yeah.
Slowly but surely.
Hey, good guys. Good to talk to you. You know, I had to go to Tokyo to hear about you guys. That's a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, what did you hear in Tokyo?
I heard about you.
Oh.
They like us there. They like that crazy rock and roll over there.
No, they didn't know anything about you. I was there, and I discovered that Delaney was playing, and so I gate crashed his party, and watched his gig, and did a little write up about it. And I said, "Hey, man, what have you been up to?" And he said, "Oh, so I'm producing this album by these young Christchurch punks called Adam Hattaway and the Haunters, and it's really good." And there you go. That was how that's where I first heard about you. You have to go a long way.
Yeah, man, definitely since that album. That's one of the two albums that you just heard recently, the second one.
I've been going through the back catalogue. That's right. Yeah. And and I haven't really embraced them yet, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Maybe.
I've got a question for Elmore. Elmore, you're a sensational guitarist, mate. But I guess Adam's the boss, right?
Yeah, well, I like to think of Adam as the boss. Yeah, absolutely. In all ways.
I'm like Darth Vader. I'm like the boss. But in reality, he's like Darth Sidious. He's pulling all the strings behind the scenes.
Is he a good boss? I mean, does he care?
Well, of course he cares. I mean, look at him. Does that look like a man that doesn't care to you?
Would you recommend him to other people?
I always do. Yeah.
You always do, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you had a choice between Mick Jagger and Adam, which would you choose? Who would you?
I can't really tell the difference, to be honest. That's pretty.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
We're talking recently about how sometimes Elmore and I are a production team, and we'd probably, I don't know, and you definitely do more because you're just harder working and you know more about music, but we'd pull a similar amount of weight. But people act like I do nothing, and he's definitely the boss who does everything. And I'm like, why do I get no respect? And I know this is a joke, but I'm actually angry about it. And everyone, like, any question anyone ever has, even though I've been in there cutting songs up and playing instruments and making decisions and let's not do that, let's do this, they'll just ignore me when they have a question. They just ask Elmore. I was like, Elmore, why do they only listen to you? And he's like, because you're the crazy one. Yeah. And I don't talk as much, and they think you're a character and that I'm responsible or something like that, eh?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's okay, I'll get over it.
People need to...
Well, it will, because that was very entertaining outburst, really. It's kind of... you should put that to music. I mean, so okay, it's your turn, mate. Who is Adam Hattaway? 5 albums in 4 years. How does that happen? I mean, that's 2 questions, buddy.
Well...
Hello, Rebel.
Oh, look at this one. Yeah, it's pretty. I just think we're a band who just like makes the albums we want to make, and they're kind of different from each other, and they're kind of similar at the same time, and it's pretty straightforward and probably quite genuine, really. It's just yeah. But we made 5 albums in 2 years because we've got the time and we can do them cheaply.
So yeah, but 5 albums in 4 years. I mean, that's pretty prolific, right? So you obviously got a lot to say.
Yeah. I asked this guy at the Mount Eden Bakery yesterday. I was like, "These are the best quiches I've ever had." I've been all like they're amazing. Why are they so good? And he said, "Have you had other quiches? Have you been somewhere else?" And I was like, "Yeah. Why? But I've been all around New Zealand. These are the best quiches I've ever had. And what's the secret?" And he's like, "It's a secret."
So you got to that's your story. You got to stick to it.
Yeah.
Okay. But when did you first know that you were going to sing?
From the start.
Right.
I used to swing on a swing in the backyard when I was like 5 years old and sing all the songs to the Beatles compilation number one hits, or just called number one, right? Number ones. And I just sing all the words and just swing on the swing. I'm about 5 years old, and I was pretty keen to be a musician from then.
Right.
I think I'd be much better at singing by now, but
no.
I could just like write it off as a Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan imitation thing, I guess. Like
that's all right. That's not bad.
No, it's actually what I like, so it's okay.
Not everyone wants to be Marlon Williams.
But Elmore, on the other hand, wants to be Marlon Williams. But Elmore didn't like music until he was 14 because his dad played. Who's that guy that we don't like very much?
Well, I don't know, just guitar music. Weirdly, I grew up around a lot of guitar music, and it wasn't until I heard, punk rock that I thought guitar was actually something I might be interested in.
You basically thought you didn't like music until you were a teenager.
Yeah.
I've said this before, but with a name like Elmore Jones, you couldn't help but to come from a family that knew its music, right?
Yeah, but I tried for a long time to rebel against it. But
of course you do, yeah.
Today, here we are.
Here we are, and you are a bloody good guitarist. But Adam, you write all the songs, or pretty much so, right?
Maybe like 2/3. We've got one album where Elmore's written half the songs.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both the songwriters. But
you also play, right? So my question, and that's also for Nicole, is on her behalf. Is it important to play in order to be able to write?
Yeah, especially, to play an instrument. I think it'd be liberating if you couldn't play an instrument. I think it'd be interesting to be like really into music and be a half decent singer and go and sit on top of a band that's already got some kind of riff they're playing or something, and then just write lyrics and write and sing over the top of that. I think that'd be really good because sometimes it's restricted to be stuck on one instrument. So maybe it's good to play other instruments as well. Probably don't need to. It's definitely helpful, but anything that's helpful can also be restricting.
Yeah.
Your writing, I think.
Okay.
But it's important to play music, and it will help you play music. It's good to do. Is you want to be good at something, it's good to, by whatever means, actually do it as much as possible. I think it's really important to learn lots of songs, and that makes you better at songs. It's probably the best way. A lot of people I know are in bands and they don't learn. They've never done any. They don't have to go out and be in a covers band. They've never really learned any songs, and they sound like that. And I like a lot of some of the music that some of these people play, but I think we've got good at the exact style of music that we do because we've learned thousands of songs.
Yes. I'm
not even exaggerating. Maybe like not.
No, but it's
over the last 10 years.
But the science has proven it's 10,000 hours of practice before you achieve any kind of mastery of anything.
Yeah, it feels like that, and I've also had 10 years of focusing on the main thing you want to do, and spending 10 years basically focused on that. So yeah, it's time. Yeah,
and it's 5 albums in 4 years or whatever it is. Let's turn to the album. You reckon you had an intense need to play reggae and disco. Spoiler alert, that's what you reckon. Explain that to me, because are you always susceptible to being intense about doing what you do?
We just had that need, eh?
Yeah.
All Kiwis go through that need to play disco and or reggae, and we've sort of not. It's not out and out either of those two genres, but there's a blend of them both, which kind of morphs into what this album is.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, it comes through. I mean, spoiler alert. But I've already written what I'm going to say. But tell us about the record. How good is this record?
It's our best one. So, you know, like if you're listening to the other Haunters records, and you'd have Normalize, and that's cool, and you like kind of like some of them for what they are or whatever, but some of them not so much. But your eyes would just be like just normal. But then if you listen to Bug Eyes,
yeah,
well, that's what would happen.
I get it. Well, I mean, folks, you're about to get that bug-eyed experience. It's coming out on Friday. For an old fart like me, the thing I look for is our influences, reference points. And the problem with you guys is that, ladies and gentlemen, the problem with Adam Hattaway and the Haunters is that there are so many influences, it almost makes me cry. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I like this record, of course, but yeah, I mean, unashamedly derivative is a. Does that upset you? That kind of description of your music?
It's fair. No, nothing upsets me. No, it'd be nice if you could pinpoint certain influences, but also stamp your own flavour on it.
Yes, of course.
What people are probably trying to do to some level.
Of course.
I don't know. That doesn't upset me.
Talk about some of the songs. What's your favourite song, Elmore?
Well, the first single, Salt, that's a real favourite of mine, and it's also great because we're able for this album to do two versions of it.
Yeah.
So nice when you have a song. You know, a song can be more than just its sound or its performance. It's nice to be able to reinterpret a song a couple of different ways to kind of give it a different spin. So that's a real favourite of mine.
Adam, what's your favourite song?
Not sure.
King of Love's a good one.
King of Love. Yeah, maybe it is. It's a good, easy, go-to, fun one. It's the record's a fun record to me. It's just meant there's not many slow points, and it's just meant to be a bit of a party. Tess Luatu, who's in our band, she sent me a message earlier because she listened to the album and she recorded on this album. She sent me a message today, having listened to it for the first time, I think, since we recorded it. And she said her favourites were Disco Surprise, which is to me the like hands down worst one, and Panic Attack, which I think is actually a pretty good one. It's just a nice, breezy song.
I don't think I'd ever hear myself saying this about a song with the word disco in it, but that's my favourite song. That really? One, that's a hit before a ball gets bowled.
Oh, see, we nearly left that off the album.
Yeah, well, that's amazing, eh? I like the Man of Action. It reminds me of I knew I'd forget his name. I'm the Man, Joe Jackson's first album.
Oh, that's a good album.
Do you know that one where he's sharp,
right?
He's looked sharp, and he's got all his watches on, and he's just a London crim, and yeah, Man of Action. That's what. So yeah, so all of those influences are good, though, aren't they?
I think this album probably exists in the late 70s, influence-wise, you know. So that's from 79, I think. And
it creeps into the early 80s, but yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Particularly with your Mick Jagger falsettos.
Fair enough, yeah.
Hey, we've spoiled this enough. Changing tack for the moment. You guys, especially the two of you guys, but also Thomas, because Thomas is in the band as well, right?
He played a big part on this record.
And he produced it. Yeah, but you guys are not just musicians. You produce and you support each other, and you're part of a sort of fabulous little bloody community of musicians in Christchurch, like an ecosystem, and that must be fun.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, now that I've been in Auckland, I don't want to go back. Like, I used to think that was good, but this is better.
Why?
All those fools.
The weather's better here, but I would miss Tom Esposito.
I like to put my album, even if I'm the artist and I didn't produce the album, but you had a producer, I like to put my name as one of the co-producers just to sort of like take some of the power away from the actual producer. I think that's a good thing to do, but we didn't do it this time because he's such a tyrant, he wouldn't let us do it. And looking back, it's like, actually, yeah, we didn't produce it, you did. So that's, I kind of, as a musician, I usually am like, put my name on everything, but I let him have it this time.
So if you get a bad review, it's all his fault, right? If you get a good review.
He produced it. He did everything. He even wrote all the songs. That's what he said. You know? But
yeah, you guys are having fun as well. I mean, the next thing on my list is Anthea de Milo, and the stuff that you guys did with her at Sublime is just superb. I mean, it's just great.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, man. And is that coming out this year? Or?
Yeah, her album's out beginning of December, and
good time.
Yeah, so that's cool, mate. Well, I think we can probably call it a wrap there. I mean, the album is called Bug Eyes. It's out on Friday. Adam and the boys are touring. I think you've probably
one lady
and one. Sorry,
and one
lady. Is Tess on the road with you as well?
Yeah.
Cool, because she did an amazing album earlier this year, and I know you guys have helped out, and she's part of that ecosystem. But yeah, well, what can I say to those who are listening and part of our little group tonight? The album's out. Go see these guys. It's going to be great. It's the first time I've actually seen Adam Hattaway and the Haunters live.
True.
Yeah. Apart from that little escapade you had at parties that night.
Oh man, you were there. That's
anyway,
right. I think
I'm going to call it a wrap, guys. It's a wrap with Roger. Remember though, the last thing I want to say.
You're gonna have to do some editing now. I'm sorry about
that. If you really want to have bug eyes, it's better to be a dragonfly than a grasshopper. That's all I have to say. Thanks, guys. Great to see you. I'll come and have a beer with you now. Cheers. All the best.
Cheers.